Okay, there we go. So, good afternoon. Beautiful, rainy, cold Friday afternoon. A good day to curl up on the couch or on a yoga mat, right? The puppy or a kitten or a blanket or a book or whatever. Close your eyes and curl up inside first. Let your breath be natural. Let your body naturally begin to settle in and align. Move around a little bit to really settle yourself in. Let your hands rest, palms down. Feel warm and grounded. Maybe even start to just rock your body from side to side a little bit. I like to watch my grandpuppy when she jumps up on the bed. She kind of moves around. She doesn't just plop all the time. She kind of moves and finds that place, that sweet spot that feels good. And then she settles into that. So find your sweet spot and settle into that. The place where you feel held and nurtured. Hi, Linda. Let yourself, when you find that spot, settle into it, come to stillness. With your eyes closed, let your breath flow naturally. I'm going to read a little reading to you. And I have to say that when I first read this reading, I had a little bit of mixed feelings about it. And then as I let it settle in and thought about it, I felt really empowered by it. It was very, it helped me to kind of readjust my perspective. So it's called What Will Matter. Ready or not, someday it will all come to an end. There'll be no more sunrises, no more minutes, hours, or days. All the things you collected, whether treasured or forgotten, will pass to someone else. Your wealth, fame, and temporal power will shrivel to irrelevance. It will not matter what you owned or what you were owed. Your grudges, resentments, frustrations, jealousies will finally disappear. So too your hopes, ambitions, plans, and to-do lists will expire. The wins and the losses that once seemed so important will fade away. It won't matter where you came from or what side of the tracks you lived on at the end. It won't matter whether you were brilliant or beautiful. Even your gender and skin color will be irrelevant. So, what will matter? How will the value of your days be measured? What will matter is not what you bought, but what you built. Not what you got, but what you gave. What will matter is not your success, but your significance. What will matter is not what you learned, but what you taught. What will matter is every act of integrity, compassion, courage, or sacrifice that enriched, empowered, and encouraged others to emulate your example. What will matter is not your competence, but your character. What will matter is not how many people you knew, but how many will feel a lasting loss when you're gone. What will matter is not your memories, but the memories that live in those who loved you. What will matter is how long you will be remembered, by whom, and for what. Living a life that matters doesn't happen by accident. It's not a matter of circumstance, but of choice. Choose to live a life that matters. So hold that energy for a moment in your mind. What does that mean to you to live a life that matters? Because I believe all of us matter. Whether we try to or not, each and every one of us has an impact on this world, on the people that we're brought together with, right? On the lives that we touch, whether we know it or not. So each one of us lives a life that matters, but the choice in is how will it matter? And will I be aware of the difference I make? Will I be aware of the way I show up? Will I be so focused on how much I know that I miss the connection between myself and the people that I interact with? Yesterday, I went to teach at a high school, a senior class at an all-girls high school locally, and I was teaching meditation. And I used to teach at a facility for addiction and for mental illness, and a good part of the population were adolescents. And I was very good at it, but I never felt comfortable. I never felt quite the connection that I looked for. And they always call me back, so I guess I was really good at it. And I know there was some connection. And what I realized after I read this and after I was there yesterday was that I was so caught up on whether they were getting anything out of what I was giving that I forgot that I was just giving from my heart what I know, what has worked for me, what has held me, what has gotten me through so much. And why can't that be enough? Why do I have to have some kind of a feedback that somehow I made a difference? Why can't I just trust that the universe placed me somewhere? I showed up there authentically as who I am, and I gave what I had. Why can't that be enough? And that is enough. Like, that's what matters in every interaction in my life, in every time I show up somewhere, every time something happens, how I respond is what matters. Am I coming from the authenticity of who I am? Am I coming from my truth, or am I coming from my fear? And am I aware of my response, or am I just reacting blindly? And am I willing to own that response? And if it isn't the way I'd like to show up next time, am I willing to take that as a lesson rather than beat myself up with it and carry it around with me, so that next time I'm too burdened by worrying about what happened last time that, again, I can't show up wholly and fully. So just some things to think about. This really invoked in me so many mixed emotions as I read it. What is significance? Significance, I guess, for me is, again, showing up as who I am. I undermine my own significance when I try to show up as somebody else, or I think that I should be somebody else, or give something else, or know something else. So just ask yourself, what does it mean to you to live a life that matters? And is there any area in your life where you are not doing that, where you're selling yourself, and as a result, those around you short? Can you embrace the whole of who you are exactly as it is? And then tomorrow, can you embrace that again, even if it's a little different than it was today? So just some light things to think about as we move through the practice today. Take a deep breath in, bring your palms together, and we'll open with Om Namo, Guru Dev Namo. Inhale. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Pause, let that energy settle. From that place of deep connection to the inner guru, to all the wisdom available around us, we'll move into our next chant, asking for protection from this crazy mind that leads me down all kinds of paths. Ad Gadena Me. We'll do it as a celestial communication meditation. I believe you're all familiar with it. I'll just run through it real quick though, just in case. It's Ad Gadena Me at the heart, Jugad Gadena Me, third eye, Sat Gadena Me, Siddhi Guru Deve Name, 3 times. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. And we will begin. Ad Gure Name Jugad Gure Name Sad Gure Name Siri Guru Deve Name Ad Gure Name Jugad Gure Name Sad Gure Name Siri Guru Deve Name Ad Gure Name Jugad Gure Name Sad Gure Name Siri Guru Deve Name. Fall deeply into the silence. Feel, be. Inhale, bring that prayer overhead. Squeeze the pelvic floor, the navel center up, eyes rolled up toward the third eye. Connecting the energy from below with the energy above. Heavens and earth collide right here inside of your own heart. Then as you exhale, moving slowly, deeply, authentically, presently through your own energy. Letting your fingertips touch the floor, connecting with the earth. And then opening your eyes. We're going to move into some breath work. What I started playing with when I knew I was going to teach at the school was breath work, because breath work is really difficult right now. It was always my go-to, right? If I'm anxious, I take a long, deep breath. Do that with a mask on, and what happens? You get even more anxious. Trust me, I've done it. And so I've been playing with different ways, because what we know is what we know, and what works, works. But sometimes we just have to adapt it a little differently. So I've been playing with different breaths. And, I found that focusing on my breath and doing some kind of movement with it is really helpful. So I'm going to ask you to just bring your fingers together like this, kind of like a TP. And then you're gonna rest them down so that you're not having to use your muscles. You're going to hold them like that, and you're going to begin to inhale through your nose to a count of 4, a smooth inhale. And as you do, just begin to round your palms, press your fingers into each other. And then exhale to a count of 4, and then let your fingers come back as the way they were. And just keep breathing that way, feeling your fingers kind of breathing right along with your breath. So counting, eyes closed, and counting to yourself. Inhaling for 4. Exhaling for 4, and keeping your full attention hovering between that breath, that count, and the motion, the energy moving through your fingers, moving around your hands. And I'll be quiet for the next 3 minutes while we breathe this breath. If you found that your mind has wandered onto something else, just gently guide it back. And on your next exhale, keep the breath out as you press your palms together, bring them in front of your heart, your hands pressing, holding the breath out. Just coming to stillness and feeling yourself so empty. Empty, spacious, expanded room for whatever comes. And then as you inhale, let your palms come down to your knees. Feel the fullness of life pouring through every cell. And then as you exhale, return to your natural breath. You can leave your eyes closed if you'd like. You're going to bring your left hand to the floor next to you. Take your right hand and reach over for the left side of your head. And then gently pull your neck over toward the right. Nice little stretch here. Maybe even walk those left fingers out a little bit if you'd like, or not. Stretch a little, wake up. And then inhale, both arms up overhead and switch sides. Right hand comes to the floor. Left hand comes to the right side of the head. Nice gentle stretch. Do that another time on each side at your own pace. And when you've completed that second side, you're going to bring your hands to your heart. And then take those hands, palms forward. You're going to take your thumb. You're going to place it on the nail of your pinky finger. So your other three fingers are up, and they can be together. This is a communication mudra, and I really believe that a key factor in living a life that matters is to tune into that inner being, to tune into your inner truth and know what matters to you. Because nobody else can measure that, what matters to you. So the more that we clear the lines of communication between our minds and that true authentic voice, the more likely we are to fall into the ease of living a life that matters. And this is a mudra that reminds us it's the ego, and the ego is the thumb in Kundalini Yoga. The pinky is the communication finger. And so the thumb is bowing to that center of communication. The ego is falling at the feet of pure communication. So from here, start to do some pelvic rotations, leaving those palms forward, keeping those fingers in place, allowing that thumb to bow, to release the energy of the need to be any certain way, to release the dependence on what anybody else thinks I should be. Giving yourself permission to show up in this world as you, and as a result, you become significant. As a result, you begin to make a difference. You already are, but you begin to know it. Because the beauty of being human, I think anyway, is that there's this connection that never, ever, ever can be severed between me and my heart, me and my authentic eyes. So I really think that we're so much more hard on ourselves than the people that are gazing at us. We judge ourselves so much more than we are judged, even though it might not feel that way. The next time that you come forward, pause and begin to move in the other direction, trusting the energy of pure communication to keep you balanced. Go as deep into this circle as you can. Trust. I also believe that living a life that matters is not measured by the totality of my life, it's measured in the moment. And so if I didn't show up the way I would have liked to show up in this moment, then I have the next and the next and the next to choose again. Right? Everybody that's placed in our line of sight, anybody that's placed in front of us is someone that has a lesson for us, a blessing, and us for them. Come to stillness. Keeping that mudra, let your hands fall to your knees, palms up. And then just slowly begin to move your right shoulder to your right ear. And then let it fall down slowly. Left shoulder to left ear. Let it move down and keep going, eyes closed, alternating, taking a slow journey from the shoulder all the way up to the ear. Clearing the space of your center of communication, that energy around your fifth chakra. Throat chakra is a very interesting, complex chakra. I was talking about it this week. Not only does it have its own energy of that pure communication, Vishuddha, but it also has channels, meridians that connect to each of the other chakras, and the energy of every other chakra is expressed through the throat. Come to stillness the next time that your left shoulder comes down. Inhale your arms up to the sky, interlace your fingers, palms up, and then just stretch right and stretch left. We'll do that a few times, waking our bodies up. And as you come to center, let your hands come down, move the soles of your feet toward each other, moving into Baddha Konasana. And then once you get there, hold onto those toes and just begin to rock from side to side. Let's get your knees involved too. See if those knees can kind of move down, stirring things up. When we can find a place of humility, when we can really be humble and accept our role in this world, accept our brilliance, accept that we are supposed to shine so brightly and that our shining can't dim anyone else. All it can do is encourage them to shine too. When we can be that humble to accept that role and know that it's something that moves through us, that we're a part of it, then we can't help but live a life that matters. Come to stillness, just let your knees float toward the floor. Maybe slide your feet forward a little bit, making that diamond shape a little bit longer. Take a deep breath, reach your spine up nice and tall, and then slowly lower your head towards your feet, any amount. Maybe imagine as you move towards your feet, my hand at the base of your spine, flowing beautiful energy, encouraging all of that love and that peace inside of you to rise up. And then feel my hands slowly beginning to press and move up your spine, letting you go a little deeper, feeling your heart energy open. And maybe feeling my hands moving down, anchoring your lower back, your hips to the ground, feeling that rooted energy. Just settle in here. Some nice, long, deep breaths. As you slowly come up, let your right leg float open wide, Let the sole of your left foot come into your right thigh. Janusarasana. Inhale your arms up overhead. Twist your body to the right. Exhale, fold over that leg any amount. From here, leaving your left hand on your right shin or ankle or thigh. Float that right arm out to the right. Open up a little bit. Breathe. Let that right hand come over your ear, reaching towards your toes. Yeah, there you go. Stretch. And then shift your body so your belly moves toward your thigh, bringing that right hand down to meet the left. And do that one more time. Right hand out to the right. Opening up. Reaching over the ear. Nice stretch. And twisting back toward that leg. Place one hand on either side of your right ankle and slowly come up as you drag your hands along your leg. Come on up. Beautiful. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Twist to the left. Let your right hand come to your left knee, left hand behind you. Take a little counter twist here. Reaching back up to the sky. Palms together, heart center. Pause for a moment. And then bring your hands down to either side to support you as you open up that left leg. Bring that right sole of the right foot into the left thigh. Move to the other side. Inhaling your arms up. Twisting over the left leg, diving down. Long, deep breath. The right hand comes to the left leg, left arm up to the sky. Long, deep breath, and as you exhale, reaching your hand over your ear, stretching it out, and then shifting your body, belly to thigh, hands come down. Long, deep breath. And then one more time, moving through that sequence, bringing the left arm out and up, opening your heart, reaching over your ear, shifting and releasing, bowing to your own heart. Hands on either side of that leg, slowly coming up, up, up. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Twist to the other side. Right hand on left knee, left hand behind you, or other way, right hand behind you. Follow Margie, not my words. And then inhale back up, palms together, down to your heart. Hands to either side. So bring your legs back into easy sitting pose. We're going to move into a meditation for positive communication. So what you're going to do is take your hands in front of you, palms facing your body, and the back of the right hand is going to rest in the palm of the left. The left thumb is going to come down into the palm of the right hand. The right thumb is going to lock over it. Yep. And your hands are going to be kind of anchored down a little bit so that you can see your fingers. Like that, yeah. So Margie, like angled down just a little bit so that your fingers are pointing kind of toward the floor. Yeah, you got it. You're going to bring that to your heart. Close your eyes. Your eye focus is just going to be a nice, gentle gaze at the back of your eyelids. You're going to inhale through the nose, and with the breath in, we're going to say together, Hari, 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 Had, 3 times. And then we're going to exhale, inhale, and do it again. So it's 6 Haris and then a Had at the end, and I'll chant along with you the beginning, and then I'll let it go, and you guys can go at your own pace. Good? Okay. Inhale deeply. Hari, 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 Had. Hari, 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 Had. Hari, 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 Had. Exhale. Inhale. Hari, 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 Had. Hari, 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 Had. Hari, 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 Had. Exhale. Inhale. Hari, 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 Had. Hari, 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 Had. Hari, 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 Had. Exhale. Inhale. Continue. Your own pace, your own recitation of the mantra. And after your next round, you're going to release the mantra, release the mudra, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale deeply. Hold. Exhale your hands down to your knees, palms facing down, eyes closed. You feel the vibration, the mantra. It's the creative force of the divine that we call upon to move through and really dissolve all of the fears of open communication between ourselves and our higher self. Dissolving the energy of the things that stand in the way of our really showing up in our lives. The fears of being embarrassed or not being good enough, or not being heard or felt or seen. Maybe feel the energy of that as that dissolves, this rising up from your heart center, the sense of ease and grace moving into your own skin. Really filling this body that you came into, that you chose, with your truth. Every cell vibrating your truth, your significance, your desire to teach the world, the empathy in your heart, the compassion. Feel the courage to show the world your tears, the tears you cry for the children that suffer, for anyone who's hungry, maybe, or scared, or sick, or lonely. Feel the veils to all that melting away. Take a deep inhale, and we're going to vibrate together 3 long satnams. Inhale deeply. Sa. Nam. Sa. Nam. Sa. Nam. As you take a deep breath in, let your eyes float open. Move into tabletop. And once you get there, just shift your hips from side to side. And then curl your toes. And raise your hips up to the sky, pressing into those hands. Downward facing dog. Bend one knee and then the other so deeply. And then step your right foot forward so it's right on the outside of your right hand. Plant your right hand right next to that foot. See if you can lift the left arm up to the sky, finding some balance, opening up. A little awkward this way, but you can do it. Exhale that hand down to the floor. Shift your weight into your left hand. Inhale the right arm up to the sky, opening your heart. Right hand lands softly. Inhale, and as you exhale, right foot comes back into downward facing dog. Let your knees drop to the mat for a moment. Take a couple of cat-cows here. Flexing that spine. So if living a life that matters means letting go of self-judgment, can you do that? Can you begin to do that by noticing self-judgment that arises day to day and having a conversation with that inner self? Is that true? Or is this a habit? And if it's a habit, I'm going to replace it with a different thought. And if I believe it's true, then I'm going to start to look at myself through different eyes. Then I'm going to shift the behaviors or the beliefs that lead to this self-judgment. Right? Setting an intention, come to stillness, Curling those toes, pressing back up, downward facing dog. Moving our attention this time to the left, maybe bending those knees a couple times first. And stepping that left foot forward to the outside of the left hand. Really planting the left hand next to that foot. Shifting your weight to the left, inhaling the right arm up to the sky, finding that balance. Like giving yourself permission to feel awkward and do it anyway, to trust. And then floating the right hand down, shifting the weight into that right hand. Inhaling the left arm up to the sky. Long, deep breath. Willing to change your perspective about yourself. Not always so easy. I've been telling myself the same stories for a long time. Come on down. Bring that hand planted. Take a long, deep breath in and out. Step the left foot back to meet the right. Take a little walk, feet towards your hands. And just for a moment, begin to rock forward onto your toes and back onto your heels. And let your feet rest on the floor, feeling the full effect of your toes, your heels, and everything in between. Really suction cup to the floor. Feeling that grounding beneath you as you bend your knees slightly. Inhale your arms wide, out and up, rising up from that foundation, reaching up to the stars. Thanks, March. And palms together to your heart. Pause and feel. And from here, take your hands. You're going to use your peace fingers, your pointer and middle finger. Place them right along the line of your cheeks, right? So just kind of press into that place right below the indentation of your eyes at the top ridge of your cheeks. And just run your fingers there a few times and notice maybe it's a little tender, maybe it's not. So this is the area of the stomach meridian where it begins. And the stomach meridian is one of the meridians that it contains the energy of grounding down into the earth. So just a few times run your fingers across, little massage, and then gently begin to tap those cheekbones, waking up the energy of grounding, right? And of digestion as well. And then come to stillness. And one more little pull across those cheeks, letting go of any excess energy there. And then bring those peace fingers right down to your collarbones. So you're going to press into the area right at the bottom of your collarbones. And just feel along there. Notice any tenderness there. And this area holds the energy of metabolism, the way that our body metabolizes the food we take in, but also the thoughts that we take in, the energy we take in around us. Notice any tenderness there. And then just begin to tap there, right at the base of those collarbones, just something a little bit, moving that energy. And then dropping those peace fingers to your breastbone, which is that flat bone right below where, like if you were going to make a V from your collarbones, right above where your breasts begin. There's a flat plate there. Just press into that. Notice if that's tender at all. And then begin to tap gently there. This is the energy of the thymus. And the thymus is all about our immune system, but it shrinks when we hit puberty. We think because it physically shrinks that it's insignificant, but it's not. The energy of our thymus is alive and well. And so when we connect to it, we begin to activate that energy of our immune system. We begin to cooperate with it, dance with it, give it permission to expand and hold us. And then you're going to take those peace fingers and bring them right to the sides of your ribs, right at the upper ribs. And again, there, just start to move around that area and notice if there's tenderness. And here, instead of tapping, you're just going to massage that area. You can even use your thumb and your middle finger and your pointer finger to kind of massage that area. Anywhere that you feel tenderness. And if you don't feel tenderness, that's okay. Just massage and move that energy. This is the energy of vitality, right? It's the energy that gives us strength to move through emotionally, to navigate this world, to take in the hurts and still show up, stand strong. And then from here, let your hands come down to your sides, close your eyes for a moment. And notice the difference in your energy. Maybe there is, maybe there's not. I guarantee you there is, but maybe you can connect to it right now, maybe not. But when we bring our attention, our focus there, maybe it's like a request to that inner being to show up wholeheartedly with everything it's got to support us in living this life that matters, to making choices moment by moment, to make memories that will shift this world. Feel that energy. And then take a deep inhale as you bring your arms up and around, palms together, down through your heart and all the way down to the floor, moving through the middle of your body. Once you get there, plant your hands, bend your knees enough so that those palms can really rest on the floor. Step one foot back and then the other. Lower your knees and let them come wide as you bring your big toes together. Sit back and melt into child's pose. And take some long, deep breaths here. What will matter is not your competence, but your character. It's not about what you know or how capable you feel you are of conveying into this world your truth. It's about just simply conveying that truth, the character, who you are, what makes you you. Giving the world that every day. That is what makes you brilliant and beautiful, the ability to be you. How do you touch the lives of those who are presented to you? Can you give that one person your full attention as you converse with them? Or is your attention split? Are you in later or tomorrow? Are you wanting them to hurry up and finish speaking so you can go about your day? Can you be so present to what's placed in front of you? When we do that, we make a difference. One interaction at a time, a choice, a life that matters. And from here, can you slide forward onto your belly? And once you get there, you're going to come into Sphinx pose, bringing your forearms onto the mat, your heart rising up. Take a long, deep breath. And then simply lift your right leg up off the floor a little bit as you look up to the sky. This is a nice stretch for the femoral, I can never say it right, femoral nerve. And then as you exhale, let your foot drop down, your chin tuck into your chest. And then again, lifting that leg up, eyes up to the sky. And exhaling, eyes and leg down. And one more time on that side. Leg up, eyes up. Lower your leg, lower your eyes. And then moving to the other side, gently lift your left leg up, eyes up. Take a breath and release. And do that 2 more times on this side. And after the 3rd time, press yourself into child's pose. And from child's pose, stretch up one more time to downward facing dog. A good stretch here. Move in any way that your body is calling for. And then lower your knees to the mat and make your way to your back. And once you get there, you're going to bend your knees, plant your feet. Just take a breath or two. And then bring your right knee into your chest. Extend your left leg long on the mat. And just point and flex your right toes, your left too if you'd like. Let the right leg float up to the sky, hold behind the thighs with interlaced hands. Point and flex the toes. Release, let your right leg float down. Bring your left knee into your chest. Point and flex. Left foot up toward the ceiling, holding the back of that thigh. Point and flex. And lower left leg all the way down. Bring both knees into your chest, arms out to a T. And take a spinal flex in one direction and then the other. A twist, I'm sorry. In one direction and then the other. As you come back to center, plant your feet one more time on the mat, knees wide. Bring your feet all the way out to the edges of the mat. Sorry, that wasn't a very good direction. And then begin to windshield wiper from side to side, nice and slow. Really opening those hips, releasing some of that energy that we moved. The energy loves to settle into the hips. There's so much space there. It's our creative flow. It's our emotions. So the energy loves to settle there, moving that energy. Then as you come to stillness, bring your legs out long. Take any last stretches. As you settle into Shavasana, know that you have already created a life that matters. And your job now is to recognize that, to enjoy that, to give yourself full permission to step into that life, to be who you are, to breathe life into this world. What would happen? What would happen if you just listened? Not just listen to what others have to say, but listen to that voice that speaks from deep inside, not the voice that chatters in your mind's eye, but the voice that calls out from the center of your heart. What would happen if you just let go? Not just let go of the tight grip of your hands, but let go of all of the burden you carry each day. Not the day to day stuff that needs to get done, but the stuff that no longer serves you and weighs you down. What would happen if you knew you were enough? Not just about enough or not quite enough, but enough to know your own strength and worth. Not the worth we are waiting to receive from others, but the worth of self that is unconditional and knows no bounds. What would happen? Begin to deepen your breath, bringing movement to your fingers and your toes, gently rocking your head from side to side. And then ever so slowly begin to bring your knees into your chest. Bring the soles of the feet, the palms of the hands together. Rub, connect to that fire inside. And then either rocking to your right or rolling up and down on your spine. Come to easy sitting pose. Hands at the heart. And we'll close together. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you should guide your way on. Long Satnam together. Sa Nam. Sliding your thumbs to the space between your brow, dropping your chin into your own amazing radiance. Be love, believe, be true to you. Satnam. Thank you.